everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to The Sims 4, and welcome back to a room build. We're doing a teeny little room today, but I had a lot of fun. This is a room, I was trying to think about this. I don't think I've ever done one on the channel, and I'm almost certain I've never done one full stop. Anyways, we're building a media room. We're building sort of an at-home theater, if you will, and it took a little bit to figure out what I was trying to get at. This room takes a couple different iterations here, and because of the platforms, it's technically like 3 rooms or maybe even 4. So when it gets uploaded to the gallery, if I manage to pull that off because the gallery and I have not been friends, it will be flat and you will just have to raise it up yourself, just because the way the gallery works, unfortunately. But it is meant to be 1 room. I wanted to use the Casanova Cave kit. When that kit came out, I didn't give it a lot of credit. I had a lot going on. It was really, really cool, and I was really excited to have some of the items. But I didn't really, spend a lot of time with the items, if that makes sense. There was just, I was like, these are really cool. Okay, anyways, moving on. So this build was in part to kind of utilize, the big screen that I know I'm not going to use super often. Give that more masculine vibe a little bit of a chance here. That door is from its sister kit, whose name I honestly can't remember. It's something Hideaways, maybe. It's the Bella Goth inspired kit. Incredible kit. Really enjoyed that. So your media room, if you were to keep the door the way I have it, your media room is actually hidden behind a bookshelf, which is pretty cool because I kind of imagine this being in a bigger home, or I don't even know, a big penthouse. So maybe you want your media room to be hidden like that, and I thought that'd be kind of cool. At first I went with these chairs that are from Werewolves. They're actually old theater chairs, and I thought that was really cool. I love the vibe of an old theater chair. But as we went on, I was like, that's not really the vibe in here. Theater chairs, rescued theater chairs aren't really the vibe in here. I should clarify, I really love an old theater chair, not in a theater. I think that's really fun. But I was like, these are kind of giving school auditorium or old school stage play theater. These are not giving IMAX. And we were kind of going for cozy IMAX, right? We have a little snack session over here. I do have the ice cream maker. I put a drink straight down, and then we'll clutter it here in a minute. But I was just kind of trying to get the vibes in, get the bones going, figure out what we needed. And as we went, I started to kind of decide. I was like, you know what? I think maybe this is the media room of a star. He has been in lots of movies, so he has all his movie posters up. And this is where he maybe screens them, or he just is a really strong movie buff. There's a word for it that is escaping me right now, but maybe he's just he's done a lot of work. He has a mad respect for old Hollywood and stuff, so he just loves watching movies. So a media room made a lot of sense for him. And as we go on, I also do add video gaming systems. So your sim, it's a full it was a theater room, and now it's a full media room. You could play games in here and stuff. I did keep it very dark. It has a very masculine black tone to it. I struggled really hard with what chairs to put in here because I said, I eventually got to the point where I was the theater chairs, they don't work. They're the wrong kind of theater chairs. They're a really good chair. I love that chair, but they're just not for this build. So then I was well, a lot of big penthouses and stuff would have those lazy boy chairs, those really fancy ones with the remote. And I was that's kind of a cool idea. So I started looking for those, and we don't really have that as an option. And then I was well, what would I do if I had a media room? And I was well, I'm me. I like to stretch out on the couch. Stretch out being kind of a joke here because I'm 5'2", so I don't take up a whole couch even if I wanted to. But I was I would want to sit on a couch. I would want to curl up with my feet out to the side. I would want to be on a couch. So I found these black couches that I don't use very often, and I was these are kind of cool. These kind of give theater chair but also comfy. So we went with these chairs, and then I decided to clutter them up all sorts of ways with pillows. And I was really, really excited how this turned out because the pillows that were there work really well, and then adding more just made it super cozy. These aren't the colors that stay, although you absolutely could. This gives a little bit mustard and ketchup vibes. I do just want to adjust something in the room. You might be able to hear my phone going off, you might not. It's rumbling here on the desk. I am not gonna try to turn it off right now, and I do need to record right now, so the timing is unfortunate. I just got off a really long on-call stint. I'm really quite tired, and I was incident command, so I can't fully be off call. I don't have to answer when the site starts screaming, but my coworkers might need me, so I apologize for the phone continually going off in the background. Not much I can do on this one. The timing just isn't coming together for me this week so far. And the reason I have to record right now is because I'm about 2 hours out from having family staying in my house. So, you know, nothing screams put together like just shoving as much as you can into a week. I did put the dimmer switches in, and I did change the color. Jury's out on that color, but I like the idea of the dimmer switches. I think it told a story. Also, I don't know, do lighting settings stay on the gallery? Because I do, like, off camera, and you'll see it in some of the screenshots and some not on the screenshots, I do mess around with the lighting for the last couple screenshots. I leave it on for being able to see, honestly. Like, I want you guys to be able to see the build. But I do end up turning it off because I uplight all of the posters, and then the little bar glows, and then the little stuff around that'll come up around the TV glow. So I did end up changing and kind of modifying the lighting, so I thought it looked pretty cool. It looked kind of warm and cozy, but being kind of dark. I don't know if that will stay, but it's basically just the wall lights are turned on, and adjusted a little bit, and the big lights are turned off. But I wanted the big lights to be in here because some people like me, like when I'm actually playing the game, I want the lights on so I can actually see what the heck is going on, you know, because sometimes your Sims get into shenanigans and you can't tell what's going on, because like it's super cool if your house is like super aesthetic and moody, but like also, what on earth? What are they doing now? So I put a Lindsay speaker up, I put the different consoles up, the little GameCube wannabe, I can't remember what it's called. I love that guy so much. I did put lots of consoles, just because like if you're this rich to have a media room, and like you care about media this much, and if you care about, you probably have multiple generations of a video game, right? Would be my guess. So I just kind of made it look like that. That was sort of the vibe I was imagining for this sim. He's got like a lot going on, and this is kind of like his cozy hangout space. Put some games and stuff around. And then here in a second, in fact, we might be doing it right now. I'm going to put a table down with like some magazines and stuff. It's supposed to look like a folding table, and the reason for that was I was kind of imagining like TV tray, right? Like this table gets moved to wherever he's sitting so that he can have like his drink and his food and his magazines and whatever. So it's meant to look mobile. It might fuss with the pathing a little bit, but honestly, I don't think you're ever going to have enough Sims in here to fill up all of the seats. Sims don't like to sit still long enough. So, you can just move it out of the way if you want. I liked the storytelling element of a TV tray type situation, but that's kind of dealer's choice. I mean, all of this is, like, you can change whatever you want, but, like, that one especially, I was like, I don't know if everyone's going to feel this part, but I liked it. So, you may be noticing me struggling a little bit with the mouse, too. Some of that is because I am, unfortunately, still in the brace. Some of that is, unfortunately, my mouse has picked now to die on me. I am on the hunt for, somewhere in this house I have a backup mouse. I know it exists. I have it. It's blue. It's pretty. It's just a little Logitech guy, and I'm like, it'd be great if I could find it. So I need to find a backup mouse and get that all set up. I think I might even have to find a backup keyboard. I know I have one because my friend sent me a very, very clacky one. Because unfortunately my nice wireless Bluetooth keyboard mouse set appear to be on their way out. They appear to have decided they don't like the working conditions. So the weird dragging, clicking thing you see, that is not the game. That was my mouse petitioning for a break is basically what it wanted. And here we're trying to figure out the ceiling. For some reason, I was having like the worst time getting this ceiling painted. Like, I think I cut out most of the struggle, but y'all, I felt so dumb. So here's the final vibe. It's kind of dark and moody. I really like it. This is a little bit of a short build, but this was a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm really proud of this one. I don't think I've ever built a media room. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I want to put this in a bigger build now. But anyways, I think that's all for me. I hope you're having a good day and you're feeling loved. And if you're not feeling loved, please know that I love you. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're here hanging out. You make the world a better place just by being you. I think that's all for me today. I'm going to go take a nap. Yeah. Okay, love you. Bye. Mwah.